Good morning. Coffee talk time. A little late. I had some technical difficulties with my contract management software and getting that all figured out. And it's just been a morning, so I don't have my coffee, but I hope you have yours. Let's go over some of the questions that filtered in when it comes to buying and selling real estate here in Summit County. So one of the questions I received was, what closing costs are associated with buying? So as a buyer, the funds that you'll need upfront prior to closing will be earnest money. Typically, we see that's between 1 to 2% of the purchase price that is offered. Your inspection costs, and so those vary depending on what services you add to the base inspection. And so I can go into a little bit of detail on that. As far as costs, if you have questions on really honed down estimates and pricing, let me know and I'll send you over my buyer's guide that kind of has these spelt out. But with inspections, let's get back to that. You have your home inspection cost. There's radon inspections. Would that carry an additional fee, to test your home for that? If you are purchasing somewhere where there's a well and septic, those are additional inspection costs as well. And then we see kind of sewer line scoping add-ons and infrared testing when it comes to kind of your heat and appliances. So those are kind of inspections in a nutshell. If you are getting a loan, you're going to have costs associated with that lender, those fees. And then one of the big ones within that is your appraisal. We see those to be anywhere between, $500 for the smaller condos and then up to $1,200. And then there's rush fees on top of that as well if you're looking to get that done sooner, if you're closing quicker than 30 days. There is your down payment, and so calculating to make sure you have enough saved up for that. If you're a first-time home buyer, you can put less down. If you are purchasing a second home or investment, we like to see you putting down between 20 to 25%. And then there's your prorated items. So you'll see these on your settlement statement. You'll most likely get a credit for property taxes because here in Colorado, those are paid in arrears. There will be your monthly HOA fees that will be prorated as well. We typically see that HOAs ask for about 3 months of that upfront at closing from you. And then if you are putting less than 20% down, there's mortgage insurance premiums on top of those other fees. And that sticks with you until you pay down more of your principal on your mortgage. Then there's the negotiated items to see who pays between buyer and seller. And some of those items are the title insurance policy fees, as well as transfer taxes. We see some of our towns here have a 1% to 2% transfer tax at every sale, and that's off of the purchase price. So that's negotiable. And then, so that kind of covers things for the buyer side. When it comes to selling and listing, what kind of fees are included on the selling side? It goes back to those kind of prorated items. So as a seller, you'll most likely see a debit on your account for property taxes because, you're paying for those in arrears. And so your 2024 tax bill won't come out until 2025. And so you have to credit the buyer for that. HOA fees are then prorated as well for the term that you own the property during that month. And then back to those negotiable items when the title insurance to see who pays that, whether it's buyer seller, one pays all of it or it's split. Same with transfer taxes, whether that's the buyer paying the seller or it's split. And so that's kind of all negotiated upfront, kind of when you are putting in an offer. It's coming from the buy side. And then as a seller, you also, and buyer, you have your real estate agent fees, the commissions, professional service fees that you pay for the assistance of having a realtor work on your side. So that's kind of in a nutshell of buying or selling those fees. Like I said, if you're interested in honing in more on those, I have a great little write-up that I can send you. So if you're interested, let me know. And then we briefly talked about kind of, those realtor fees. And so coming back to that, I just wanted to quickly touch on buyer's agent versus transaction broker. You'll hear a lot more of this going forward. And so that buyer's agent is someone who works solely on the behalf of the buyer. It's to promote the interests of the buyer with utmost good faith, loyalty, and fidelity. So the way I kind of like to hone in on what a buyer's agent is, it's more of a coach. They're on your side. They're telling you what to do. They're getting you the comparables. They're negotiating on your behalf as a buyer. Versus a transaction broker. A transaction broker just assists the buyer or seller throughout the real estate transaction, not really having anyone's best interests in mind. And so a transaction broker is a little bit more of a referee, right? They're helping facilitate and get you to closing, not necessarily having someone's best interests in mind. So that's the quick kind of spiel I have for today. Not a whole lot of questions popped in. Last week I didn't hop on. Time got away from me, but I hope to do these every Friday morning at 9 a.m. with a cup of coffee next time. Hopefully it won't be a rush day like it is today, but I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. If there's anything you need over the weekend, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you want to have a one-on-one conversation, let me know. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.